Sleep Well RX. I hope everyone is having a good evening so far. I think tonight is Thursday night, so almost Friday, excited and ready for the weekend to go. So as usual, we will send out a few notifications here. So some of the notifications let everyone know we are live right now. This will be fun tonight. So tonight I thought it would be a good idea to do an interactive sleep quiz. And so what we'll be doing is we're going to be doing the quiz live. So be going over some questions, and I'll be doing kind of like a mixture of not just doing the quiz, but actually, really giving some good points in teaching as well. So it'll be a mixture of both of those. So hopefully you can grab a pen, a little piece of scratch paper. Also, we have a free PDF available. Just text the word sleep to 470-824-5574. We can get that PDF to you so that you can, if you wanted to, have the quiz in PDF form. And it gives some good tips and hints for amazing sleep and having really, really good sleep hygiene. So we're going to let a couple more people come in. I see some of the people starting to come into the live right now. Definitely, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to Sleep Well RX. I am Dr. Robin. Let's get this camera straight here. Okay, it's looking a little crooked. I'm Dr. Robin, your sleep health coach and clinical pharmacist, helping you to get the most amazing sleep. Let's see if our ring light's gonna behave tonight and not fall apart on me. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's looking good now. Let's see. Okay, I think it's gonna stay put. Okay, yay. So definitely, we wanted to go in and really have a fun interactive session for tonight's live to see if you are a sleep superstar where you really don't have any issues getting to sleep. If you are a person that maybe needs a little bit improvement after taking the quiz, that's all right. Or if you are in what they call a sleep crisis, we're going to definitely address that. Don't feel bad about that either. Getting to really know what's going on with your body and your sleep and your health is so key and so important. It's really a foundation to really good health, to good memory health, good emotional health. We do a lot of physical healing while we're asleep at night. So it's also a really great foundation for that. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to Sleep Well RX, where we help you to get the most amazing sleep. I'm Dr. Robin, your sleep health coach and clinical pharmacist. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I know some people will be coming on the live a little bit later, so we'll definitely do a review. So the first question we're going to talk about is, what time do you usually go to bed? What time do you usually go to bed? Is it A, the same time every night? B, within about a 1 hour window? Or C, are you just going to bed all over the place? Okay. And then I forgot the scoring. I didn't tell you all the scoring. So the scoring is for anything that's A, you're going to give yourselves 2 points. B is 1 point, and C is 0 points. Okay. Exercise is great for sleep. Yes. Exercise, getting that exercise earlier in the day is really good for sleep. Now, if you wait too late in the day, you're going to spike your cortisol levels. You're going to get that adrenaline running, which is actually going to keep you awake. But actually getting good exercise throughout the day is so important. So someone, just mentioned that in the chat. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and get started again. So the first question again, once again, if you want your own copy of this PDF, definitely send us a text with the word sleep to 470-824-5574. So the first question is, what time do you usually go to bed? Is it A, same time every night? B, within a 1 hour window? Or C, are you just all over the place with what time you go to bed? Let us know down here in the chat in the comments, or you can have a little scrap paper to let us know. And thank you. Yeah, thank you. Definitely, definitely. So number 2, we're doing a quick interactive sleep quiz. Number 2, how long does it take you to fall asleep? Hey, I see new people popping on. Crypto, Billy, Chad. Yeah, great, great. Good to see you all. Thank you for hopping on the live tonight. Be sure to definitely take this time to subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, if you're looking to wake up every morning energized, ready to take on your world, definitely subscribe here tonight here at Sleepwell RX. Thank you so much. So number 2, how long does it take for you to fall asleep? Does it take about 10 to 20 minutes for you to fall asleep? Less than 5 minutes to fall asleep? Or are you looking at more than 30 minutes to fall asleep? So again, we'll say that again. How long does it take you to fall asleep? Is it A, 10 to 20 minutes? B, less than 5 minutes? C, 30 minutes or more? Okay. And someone said in here, it doesn't take that long. Okay, good, good. Now, if you're able to sleep, super fast, you may be overly tired, where you're actually, having just really too tired and too exhausted. A 10 to 15 minute window is actually ideal. If it's taking you longer than 30 minutes, that can definitely be a problem and could be a symptom of having insomnia. So definitely one of the major recommendations I'm always telling my clients is watching the temperature in your home. The temperature in your home helps you to get to sleep. And then someone said it's 3 a.m. for me because I'm tired. Oh no, if it's 3 a.m. because it's 7 here. Where are you located at in the world? If you could let me know in the chat where you all are located at. That'll be interesting if you're 3 a.m. Yeah, okay. And so number 3, we're going to go to the next question. Do you use screens before bed? A, no screens 1 hour before bed. B, light scrolling with filters or blue blocker glasses. C, I binge Netflix or following other, doom scrolling until I fall asleep. So which one is that for that one? Someone says, okay, yeah. So yeah, you definitely would be 3 a.m. where you're at right now. Cool. So number 4. And once again, I want to do a little bit of explanation when I go over this quiz. No screens 1 hour before bed is probably best. A lot of us may have some extra work that we need to get done. So putting on blue blocker glasses will block that blue light so all that melatonin does not get disrupted. We know that we all need melatonin to get a good night's sleep. So using those glasses will be super helpful. And I think I didn't finish number 2 when I went over if it's taking too long for you to fall asleep, that could definitely be a temperature issue. Definitely, yeah. I see someone in the chat saying we have glasses alike, but definitely a temperature issue. Our bodies have to actually have a lower body core temperature in order to get a good night's sleep at night. So if you're too hot in your room, have a fan on, a window open, a ceiling fan, a floor fan. If you're taking a hot bath or a hot shower, those are also really good ideas before bed, because as soon as you get out, your body starts lowering its core temperature, and you need that lower core temperature. You need to be cooled off in order to begin to have a good night's sleep. Thank you guys for the likes. I see the likes coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe here to Sleepwell RX if you are finding that you are having issues getting to sleep, staying asleep. We're definitely here to help you with all of that. So we're going over a quiz tonight. Don't sleep on this sleep quiz. We're doing this live in real time right now. If you would like a copy of the sleep quiz to see where you're at with your sleep, text us the word sleep at 470-824-5574. You can also leave it in the chat in the comments as well, and we can get that out to you so that you can get the free PDF. So the next question is frequent wake-ups. How often do you wake up during the night? Rarely, or I don't remember. once or twice, or constantly all night long? So we'll ask that again. Um, Rarely, is it A? Is it once or twice? B? Or is it C? Constantly waking up? So that's definitely. So if you're having frequent wake ups, there's some things you want to definitely check on. Checking on the amount of stress you're dealing with during the daytime. A lot of times our minds are just running and running and racing and racing, and we don't get a time to really relax the mind before going to bed. So definitely look into your stress levels. Making sure you're well hydrated throughout the day. Now, you want to make sure you're well hydrated throughout the daytime, and not drinking as much during the night, so you're not having to wake up during the night. That could be an issue. Also, looking at alcohol. Alcohol is very disruptive to all of our sleep cycles at nighttime. So definitely, if you are a drinker, definitely have that drink, your glass of wine about, 3 hours before you go to bed with your dinner. So that way your body gives your body time to break down that alcohol, break down your dinner so that you can begin the really the rest period, to letting your body know that it's time to rest and relax. Very good. I still don't know how I'm immune to blue. Okay, someone says they're immune to that. So that's interesting. Very much. So thank you all for the participation in the chat. Keep it up. Keep it going. Now, the next question is, and we'll do a quick recap because we're up to question 5 already, is do you consume caffeine after 2 o'clock p.m.? Caffeine is very much a stimulant. It is the most used drug on the planet. A lot of people don't realize caffeine is a drug. Caffeine is actually found in a lot of natural substances. We know coffee is a natural substance. Cocoa is a natural substance. The cacao beans, all of these are natural substances, however, that contain caffeine. But caffeine is a stimulant. It stimulates our nervous system so that we cannot calm down for a good night's sleep. So we should have something called a caffeine curfew. I personally don't drink caffeine, coffee, teas, or anything after 10 a.m. in the morning because it takes my body a long time to break that down, and I'll be wired through the rest of the day, and it'll be difficulty for getting a good night's sleep. I have clients who like to go out to dinner with friends, family, and they order, after dinner's done with their dessert, they order coffee. So coffee after dinner is a bad idea if you're trying to get to bed by 10, 11 o'clock, even 9 o'clock at night. So definitely look into that. Let me see. I see some questions. When the body is in stress, it heals in sleep or slumber, even after adequate. Yeah, that's a good point. Someone talked about, when the body is in stress, it can actually heal during sleep. But then it can be a vicious cycle because it may be hard to get to sleep if you're so stressed out. So definitely looking at doing things like deep breathing exercises. I love, using, and I've talked about this tons of times on my channel. I'm gonna do my shameless plug now. Organic lavender aromatherapy. Using aromatherapy to help relax, spray a little bit in the air, do your deep breathing exercises, take that out, and that really assists with helping to decrease your stress levels and help balance your nervous system. So that was a great point. I think, what do you say? God of Trees is your name. So thank you. And someone said, I don't like coffee. Well, be thankful. And caffeine curfew, yes, caffeine curfew is something we all need to keep in mind. And caffeine is hiding in a lot of different foods. So I've seen some granola bars with caffeine in it. We definitely know those sports energy drinks, and they have super high levels sometimes. They've actually have caused people to have cardiac issues. So be very watchful and careful. Read your labels and see how much caffeine, and definitely try and keep that to a minimum and have that cutoff time. There's people that are like what they call slow metabolizers. That means they're breaking down caffeine super slowly, which means it's lingering in the body for a long time. that is something that you don't want. You want to get that in there and get it out as soon as possible so that it isn't causing, hypertension. Having too much caffeine can cause hypertension, for your heart to pick up race. A lot of us can feel that when our heart is starting to pick up those beats and really increasing elevated heart rate. We definitely, for having a calm, a good day that's calm, our nervous system is regulated. Watching the amount of caffeine and that caffeine curfew is so, so important. So I'm going to review some of our first 5 questions. We got to the first 5 ones. If you're new here, I want you to do not sleep on this sleep quiz. We're doing this live in real time. Grab yourself a piece of paper. The first question is, what time do you usually go to bed? Is it A, the same time every night? B, within a 1 hour window? Or C, you're just all over the place with what time you go to bed? After each question, I'm going to give you some hints and tips on where you should be. If you want an actual copy of this, definitely send us a text message to 470-824-5574. Text us the word sleep so we can get the PDF to you, so you can give this even to some of your family and friends and see how they're doing with their sleep. And someone said, I don't sleep at all. Okay, you're in the right place. You are in the right place at all, totally. So if you are having issues going to sleep at night, your mind is just racing and running. If you have issues staying asleep, where you're waking up constantly throughout the night and you have to get up around 5, 6 in the morning, you are in the right place right now. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Sleep Well RX, where we help you to naturally get the most amazing, amazing sleep ever. We help you to wake up every morning ready to take on your day and be in charge. So definitely want to go. So if you have any questions, definitely put those down in the chat as we go over our sleep quiz. So that question number 1, again, was, what time do you usually go to bed? Is it the same time every night, within a 1 hour window, or just all over the place? So I'm going to give hints after each question. Consistency helps to anchor your circadian rhythm. Once again, that circadian rhythm is just a fancy word for your internal clock. We were all born with a natural internal clock that assists and helps us to really, get a great night's sleep, to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on our world. So ideally, you should be within, really having a consistent bedtime, going to sleep at night, and also, as much as possible, consistently waking up in the morning as well. So number 2, how long does it take you to fall asleep? Does it take you 10 to 20 minutes to fall asleep, less than 5 minutes, or 30 minutes plus? Definitely let me know down here in the chat, or feel free to let us know as well into if you want to put it in the comments if you're watching this from the future. So good. So the next question is, do you use screens before bed? Are you have a block off time where you say, okay, no screens, I'm going to bed in an hour, let me shut down the screens? Or do you use some light screens and then you actually put on some blue blocker glasses? Or do you just Netflix and binge a ton, an entire season of shows before bed? So definitely, the key point for this is you want to really limit as much as possible the screens before bed. A lot of times we're getting a lot of negative information. I'm always telling my clients, do not feed yourself that nightly news. Get your bullets throughout the day. That's important. We can't just hide our heads in the sand, but you're definitely going to have to get your bullets so that you're not feeding yourself. You don't want to go to sleep or attempt to go to sleep after feeding yourself all of this negative information. It makes it harder. Doom scrolling before you go to sleep. A lot of people, they'll get on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, they'll get on all these apps and they're just scrolling. And a lot of this is what I'm saying. It's low frequency negative information that is putting you in a bad mood, stressing you out before bed. Cut that out. Now, at one point, we used to could really cultivate what was coming in on our social media. Right now, people who we don't even subscribe to, we're being flooded with all of these timelines. We're being flooded with like regular news stories and everything, things that I really don't want to see before going to bed. And I don't want my clients seeing this before bed either. You should be uplifting yourself before bed, doing some meditation, some reading. If you're going to watch something, have your blue blocker glasses on and look at something, that's really funny, happy, something cheerful and joyful, not the doom and gloom scrolling that we see. So the next thing we talked about was, how often do you wake up during the night? Do you wake up rarely, where you barely even notice it? And one quick tip here, it's natural for us to wake up during the night. Our body does some temperature regulations. So it's actually natural to wake up in the night once or twice. However, it's when we wake up in the middle of the night and we can't get back to sleep is when that is really an insomnia problem. So definitely, if you're waking up a little bit in the night, that's okay. But if you can't get back to sleep in about 20 minutes or less, that could definitely be an issue. A lot of times it's high cortisol levels, depending on what time it is. If you look at the traditional Chinese medicine, when they actually have a particular circadian rhythm clock showing when each organ is optimizing and detoxing itself. So around 2 a.m., the liver is detoxing itself. So definitely, if you're finding, okay, I'm getting up at 2 a.m., I can't seem to go back to sleep, definitely make sure that your liver is functioning well, that you're detoxing well. Some great aids to assist with liver detoxing, like milk thistle, dandelion root, nettle. Making sure you're well hydrated will definitely help you to maximize liver. Liver holds the emotion of anger. So if we're angry at someone, we're mad and upset at someone, looking at how we're going to be doing forgiveness and releasing. If we can't get to sleep at night, that is a really good sign that something is going on holistically with our bodies, from head to toe, physically, holistically, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. So definitely check and look into that for yourself if you're finding yourself getting up at rare times. Then the last one we talked about was the caffeine curfew. Have a cutoff time for caffeine. Okay, so if we're eating, drinking that caffeine 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, it's going to be difficult to get to sleep at night. So caffeine's hiding in a lot of foods. Be sure you're reading your labels so that you aren't inadvertently getting caffeine at all hours of the night. So the next one we're going to talk about is, how many hours do you sleep on average? Thank you for the likes. I see the likes coming in. Definitely. If you're new here, subscribe to Sleep Well RX, where we help you to get the most amazing sleep naturally. We help you to get sleep naturally without depending on, the various pills. Personally, the pills can be helpful for short-term use. In fact, they were officially approved for short-term use and not to just, oh, thank you for subscribing, for Kegley. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We are on our way here at Sleep Well RX. I appreciate all the likes and the subscriptions tonight. Thank you. So definitely, how many hours on average are you getting to sleep? Is it A, 7 to 9 hours, B, 5 to 6 hours, or C, less than 5 hours? So ideally, if you're a man, you can actually get away with a little bit less sleep than women can. That's totally not fair, but that's how it works. Men can get away with anywhere from about 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Women need anywhere from about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Once again, this isn't just 7 or 8 and 9 hours straight. There can be some natural nighttime awakenings as your body does some temperature adjustments. That's totally fine and normal. The problem is if you can't get back to sleep. That's where the issue lies in. So definitely let me know in the comments, are you sleeping A, 7 to 9 hours, B, 5 to 6 hours, or less than 5 hours? Again, I went over the ideal hour, so I'm giving you kind of the answers here as we go along with the quiz. Under hours, definitely, if you're doing under, that 5 hours, you're putting yourself at risk for chronic and long-term health illnesses and problems. You're also putting yourself at risk for like short-term acute issues where you can't remember. A lot of people don't know this, but getting good sleep helps us to remember things. That's when our memories and all the things that we learned during the day, all the new information that we're hearing, it becomes solidified during our sleep. It becomes solid and really sticks to our brain during sleep. For the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of emotional turmoil worldwide, US wide. A lot of things have been going on. To help us to maintain a steady emotional balance, we need sleep. This is where we actually become highly regulated into our sleep. So definitely looking at maximizing your hours of sleep. I am a pro nap person, so if you find, to kind of add to that, I need a little nap in the middle of the day, that's totally fine. Instead of taking your lunch, you may want to do a nap and then have a working lunch later on so that you are still getting your nutrition and getting a little rest in too. We're definitely pro that. So the next question is, obviously, do you nap? So if so, do you take power naps less than 30 minutes? Do you take random long naps that are like 3-4 hours long? Or do you just never nap at all? I have always encouraging my clients and giving them permission, depending on what their work situation is, what they're doing, especially during the lunchtime, that most of us have that time, anywhere from a 30-minute to an hour free. Definitely taking that time. Even if you can't go into a deep sleep, you can relax your brain during that time. You're going to find you're going to be more productive later on. You're going to feel more refreshed, ready to take on, what's coming your way. And someone said naps. Who has time for that? So since most people do take a lunch break, I've just been encouraging my clients, during that lunch break, do a power nap. So that should be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. If you nap too long, and I'm talking about a long nap where you're 3 or 4 hour nap, it's going to be almost impossible for you to get to sleep at night. So naps can make it very hard to get to sleep unless you're following some certain rules for naps. That's getting that 20 to 30 minute nap in, no 3 or 4 hour naps. Also that time frame, anywhere from like a 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. time frame for your nap. If you wait really late in the day, because I know some people wait till they get off work for like 5 or 6, and then they're trying to go to bed at 9 or 10. If you get off at 5 o'clock for a nap, it's going to be very difficult to get to sleep at night if you are just now beginning that nap. So you really need to have a particular window for a good night's sleep, to getting the sleep, and that window for getting a nap in. So again, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Some people do 10 a.m. to 2. Also, you may also want to look at videos here. Okay, I got it fixed. Okay. And getting in. So basically how you nap is so important. Long naps can disrupt your sleep cycles, but getting a short nap can actually boost your energy so that you have energy, for the rest of the day, for the evening, take care of your family, do some extracurricular things you want to do yourself. All of that can do. Hi, good evening. I see people are popping on into the live. Thank you so much. If you're new here and you're looking to get amazing sleep, you are in the right place. Be sure to subscribe here to Sleep Well RX, where we help you to get the most amazing sleep so that you can wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on your world. So definitely, I see a bunch of new people popping in the live. Thank you for coming on tonight. So the next question, we're doing these sleep tips, and we'll do a quick recap at the end as well. If you would like these questions in a PDF form, be sure to send us a text message at 470-824-5574 and just text us the word sleep so that you can definitely get this PDF of the quiz that we're going over tonight. So the first part of the quiz is really talking about your sleep habits. We talked about, how long are you sleeping? Are you waking up throughout the middle of the night? We looked at, in terms of how long does it take you to actually fall asleep at night? Are you tossing and turning for an hour before you actually fall asleep? Or are you able to get to sleep pretty quickly in about 10 to 15 minutes? The next part of the quiz, we're going to look at your sleep environment. So we're going to talk about that next. So how dark is your room before you go to sleep? Is it A, is it pitch black? Is it B, mostly dark with a little bit of light coming in? Or C, you have bright lights, overhead lights, bright lamps coming in, street lights coming in? Which one is that? So I'll say that again. How dark is your bedroom? Is it A, pitch black? B, some light is coming in? Or C, lots of street lights are coming in, your neighbor's lights are coming in, all of this, even electronics that are bright and your lamps or lights are on? Which one of these? So this is important because darkness signals the melatonin release in your body. I saw someone on here earlier saying they're taking melatonin. Your body naturally makes melatonin with the right signals. And one of the major signals is darkness, complete darkness. If you can't achieve the complete darkness, you can use an eye mask. So we have the eye mask that you have that will cover your eyes and a little bit of your forehead too, because you're getting kind of responsive lighting on that part too. So covering that with an eye mask is a really, really good idea. Using blackout curtains is nice. Blackout shades is a great idea as well. Definitely having a cutoff time. Now I have some clients who say, I can't sleep unless my TV is on. I can't go to sleep. So what we've done to work around that so that sleep, they're not hearing that in the background, it's not interrupting them, is setting a timer. So if they have a favorite show that they like to watch around 9 o'clock at night, they set a timer to go off around 10:30 that'll naturally shut the television off so that they can definitely help to get. And someone said, yeah, I panic if everything is pitch black. So that's maybe something that will help you if you need to have a small night lamp on, and having that on and having a timer as to when that will go off. Because you'll probably go to sleep first, and to actually get that melatonin to release and stay released throughout the night, you'll need to definitely cut that off. So you don't want to have to wake yourself up to cut off your TV. You don't have to wake yourself up to cut off your lamp. Have a timer on that so that it will do a natural cutoff when you're later in the night. And hi, hello, good meeting you. Welcome to the live tonight. Thank you for all, you guys are very engaged tonight. I'm enjoying this. It's making this a fun quiz. Usually quizzes in school are not too fun, but you all are making this a fun quiz. So thank you. Be sure to subscribe here at Sleep Well RX. We go live a lot, so hit that notification bell as well. We'll go on with our next question. How for your sleep temperature? What are you doing to lower your body core temperature? In order to get a good night's sleep, you have to lower the body core temperature. We simply cannot go to sleep when we're hot. In fact, I was just saying on my live the other night, I get most of my sleep health clients during the summertime because that's when people are tossing and turning. It's too hot and they can't get to sleep. So some really easy things to do is definitely lowering that temperature from anywhere to about 60 degrees till about, depending on where you're at, to about 70 degrees. And someone just said, I love to sleep in the cold. Yeah, it feels good in the cold. And one of the reasons is we need that. We need to sleep in the cold. So yeah, we definitely need that, cooling that temperature off. So having the window open, a fan open, whether it's a ceiling fan, a floor fan, it can be really effective. If you need to have that air conditioning on at nighttime so that you have that 60 degrees to about 67 degrees. Some people go up to 70, like I'll go a little warmer, especially in the winter. I'm in the northern hemisphere here. But we have to lower our body core temperatures in order to get a good night's sleep. So some other ways you can do this is just putting a cold washcloth on your forehead that will cool the frontal cortex of your brain, calming you down for a cool night's sleep. taking a hot shower. I'm always, encouraging hot showers, hot baths before bed. Because after you do this, even though you're saying, well, this is hot, how is this going to cool me down? Your body begins a homeostasis process where it begins to cool yourself down naturally after a hot bath or a hot shower. Definitely, I have my shameless plug here. Go to sleepwellrx.com. Spraying some of this in your shower can definitely help to relieve stress. This is our organic lavender sleep spray using time-tested and true lavenders, our major ingredient. We have a few other ingredients in there to really help you to relax and calm and soothe your nervous system. So definitely, that's a major must have, is cooling yourself. So is your room temperature is it 60 to 70 degrees, 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit? Because I know there's some people, I saw someone here say they're from Egypt, someone here from the UK. So I know America's probably the only place that uses Fahrenheit. So be sure to convert it to Celsius for yourself. Are you warm at night, but it's kind of tolerable? Or is your bedroom hot and stuffy? Okay, this is something. Someone says they're from Germany. Oh, that's awesome. So, okay, so you would definitely be using the metric system, definitely. So cool. So we want to make sure our bedrooms are cool at night. That is so important to getting a good night's sleep. So the next question 10, how are the noise levels in your home, in your bedroom at night? Are they is it quiet? Or are you using, soft, calm meditation noise, white noise to sleep? Do you have intermittent noises coming in off the street from family members? Or C, is there a constant nonstop disturbance? So I'll go over that again. What are your noise levels at nighttime? Is it a quiet noise or either some meditation, white noise, brown noise? Intermittent noises coming in and out, or constant disturbance? Someone says I have a toddler and a baby. Yeah, so you're getting that kind of constant disturbance. I remember definitely we have teenagers now, but when they're younger, definitely getting that constant disturbance for that. And someone said all of the above. So ideally you want quiet or white noise. So some of the white noise, you want things to be as quiet as possible. And some people, they don't sleep well when things are just totally quiet. We have found, and I found my own, dealing when I was a younger mom and hearing the baby cry, definitely the white noise helped to assist them to get rest as well. That's a whole nother topic. We'll probably start looking into actually engaging and doing more and more to help moms and dads to deal with their kids getting good night's sleep. So right now we primarily focus on the adults, but this is a major issue, and I'm glad you brought this up, because if the adults have small children and a baby at home, how are they able to get good rest? Because that is a noisy environment. The baby's crying, the toddler, wants a drink of water at 1 a.m. So I can remember that. I definitely remember that. And I did find that there were certain noises that the toddlers and the babies enjoyed that seemed to help soothe them to a good night's sleep. So definitely looking into those alpha sounds, those nature sounds. They put you into an alpha brainwave state. And it's something that's gentle and nice for the babies as well. So gentle water coming up on the waves. Some people sleep really good with, rain coming down. They like a gentle rain. I have a good friend. She likes a storm. She's like, oh, I sleep so good when I can hear that stormy weather. Right now, you're on the Great Place here on YouTube. You'll probably be starting soon. Take that time to really look up sleep meditations, because you don't have to go to sleep in total silence in order to get a good night's sleep. There's sleep hypnosis tracks, sleep meditation tracks, natural nature sound tracks, white noise, brown noise. The list is endless for you to try some different types of tracks to help calm you down, get some deep breaths. A lot of these tracks will work on some of the smaller ones in your family too, who want to keep up ruckus. We know that. And I'm able to laugh at it now since we have teenagers. We have to do just the opposite. We have to pry them out of bed. So it's a totally different scenario. So it won't last forever, mom and dad. Just know that, but it's definitely something to work on. So definitely looking into. So the next question we wanted to talk about, what is your bed comfort level? Is it A, my mattress and pillows feel great? Is it B, oh, just so, but not that, not horrible, but not great either? Or is it C, totally uncomfortable? Wrong. I wake up with a crook in my neck and I'm aching. And which one is that? So of course, ideally, we should have a really comfortable mattress, okay? If it's been a while since you've been mattress shopping, treat yourself. Go to a local furniture store. This weekend is coming up. Tomorrow's Friday. Go to a local furniture store and just lay down and try out some different mattresses. As we get older, that mattress that we had 10 years ago, because mattresses do last a long time, it may not be the best mattress for us right now. So go try out some different ones and definitely take your time doing that. And definitely put your questions down here. So someone says, I think I have insomnia. Can you recommend a drug? Okay, so definitely, when people come to me, and when I used to work in like different retail pharmacies, my background as a clinical pharmacist, they would come to us and really look at, usually they would go to their regular doctor to get a prescription for some particular drugs. But those drugs do have various side effects and they're not meant for a lot of long-term usage. And so we, as pharmacists, pharmacy technicians, we would show them actually on the floor of the pharmacy some various natural alternatives that didn't require a prescription. And even some of those had side effects, like one of the most popular ones you can get just about anywhere now is melatonin. Melatonin can cause, a lot of extreme dreams, to the fact that they're night terrors, really vivid dreams, nightmares, night terrors, so much so that people cannot stay asleep. They're awakened and it's hard for them to get back to sleep. So definitely take your time in looking in that. I like to do a full body approach where we're looking at everything. We're looking at the quality of the food you're eating. It's hard to get a good night's sleep if you're eating, fast food for all your meals. You're skipping meals, so now you're waking up in the middle of the night. That's another reason why people wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. The blood sugar plummets and the body is alerting you like, hey, we need to stay alive here. Get something to eat right quick. So they're not eating at all. They're eating really poor quality foods. They're poorly hydrated, which could be very dangerous. We are 70 to 80% water. So we need to stay adequately hydrated. The amount of stress, whether it's stress from our family, friends, work, even leisure. Some people have, leisure activities are just stressing them out. We have to definitely employ better stress management. So to answer your question, is there one drug? That insomnia is usually a sign that there's something overall holistically not going well in life. You're not well hydrated. You're not getting proper nutrition at the right times. You're way too stressed out. Even right now, I want to say in the past couple of years, the American Medical Association acknowledges that the main cause for chronic illnesses, and insomnia can be categorized as a chronic illness, the main cause that the American Medical Association is acknowledging is stress. The amount of stress that we are dealing with in our lives. And I get it. We are all having various different levels of stress. We're having stress in family. We're having stress with friends. We can have stress, with neighbors. There's so many ways, and we can't get rid of stress 100%. It even really can prove to be, effective depending on the situation. So we have to learn stress management skills. As much as possible, we do have to have boundaries. If we have neighbors, family members, friends calling us at 10, 11 o'clock at night, we can help eliminate some of that stress by having strict boundaries, letting friends and family know that we're getting ready for bed, and that we are only to be contacted during emergencies after, 9 or 10 o'clock p.m. So a lot of things we can do to help mitigate, change the stress levels, letting friends, family, and having boundaries in different areas of our life. Some of the other areas, it may be more difficult. So we need to learn how to do our deep breathing techniques. We talked about that before when we did 4-7-8 breathing technique. And I'll do a quick one right now. This is where we inhale for 4 breaths, we hold it for 7, and then we do a big exhale for 8. This helps to lower our cortisol levels, lower our adrenaline levels. These are hormones that are fight or flight hormones. They are meant to kick in when we need to fight or, flight, and where we're trying to save our lives. They weren't meant to stay high all day. And a lot of our modern day times keeps us in a constant state of fight or flight. So that's definitely something. Someone says it's 3 a.m. now where they're at. They're going to go to sleep. That is wonderful. Have a wonderful night's sleep. Thanks for joining us tonight. Definitely thanks for joining us tonight. So we definitely want to look in the stress levels during the breathing. So I'll do a quick example of the 4-7-8. So on the count of 3, we'll do it together. 1, 2, 3. I feel relaxed already. I shouldn't do this on camera. I feel like, okay, we only have a few more minutes to go, and then I'm going to definitely begin my power down hour myself. So the next question is, we're going to look at, do you share your bed? Do you sleep like a baby next to your partner, child, or pet? Number 2, sometimes are you actually disrupted when you share your bed, like a partner snoring? Or are you constantly disrupted, kicking kids, snoring partner, dogs barking, cats purring? Which one is this that's happening to you if you're sharing your bed? Now, ideally, kids, as they're getting older, I know some parents do various co-sleeping techniques, but as they get older, they should have their dedicated bed for themselves. Learning how to self-soothe ourselves to get a good night's sleep is like a really primal thing that all of us parents have to teach really kids how to do, how they can do that alone by themselves. And someone dropped a question, said, I get anxiety a lot and it convinces me about it, especially when yeah. So one of the things you said you notice when you get this anxiety and these symptoms that come with it is that drinking. And I'm always working with my clients to decrease the amount of alcohol they have before they go to bed at night. Ideally, you should not be drinking right before bed because it totally disrupts all of your sleep cycles that you're going through. We cycle in and out of various cycles throughout the night, and it totally messes that up. It's very dehydrating when we have alcohol before bed. A lot of people don't know this, but going to sleep at night is actually a natural, subtly dehydrating process where we get slightly dehydrated, which is normal. But adding on to it by taking in alcohol is very dangerous for our hydration levels. Which can actually cause some of the symptoms that he mentioned, that he had some of the issues with the anxiety and the high alcohol. Alcohol, drinking it before bed, also, it's a diuretic. It makes you have to go to use the bathroom multiple times throughout the night. And because that sleep is disrupted, you kind of wake up groggy after having alcohol right before bed. Okay. And someone asked the question, okay, alcohol makes me drowsy. So that's a very good point. Alcohol is a natural sedative, primarily because grapes have a lot of melatonin in them. Grapes are one of those fruits. I know we talked about tart cherries, bananas, kiwi, but grapes are another fruit that have natural melatonin. So that is the reason that most people will feel that sedative effect when they first definitely get that, that alcohol. But once it settles settles into the system, it causes just, totally mayhem when it's trying to get you to go to sleep. Oh, yeah, I see some new people hopping on the live. Definitely be sure to subscribe here to Sleep Well RX. Be sure, and I'm seeing some really great questions tonight. So thank you for the awesome questions I'm getting tonight. Be sure to subscribe here at Sleep Well RX so that I can help you to get the most amazing sleep ever. So definitely, I see Danny's here, Raza, Paduda, Charlie's, yeah. Great. So that's awesome. Thank you for the interactions tonight, all the likes, and for subscribing too. Thank you so much. So we're going to head and keep going. So that's interesting you brought up that question, Charlie, because our next question is, do you drink alcohol right before bed? A is rarely, B is sometimes to relax, and C is I drink it every night, a nightly glass all the time right before bed. So again, alcohol is, it's a toxic substance that is really toxic to all of our cells. But I get it. I have clients who are like, Robin, I'm not going to get up my, my red wine with dinner or white wine with dinner if I'm having fish. They are going to drink their wine. And I tell them, do that with dinner. That's ideally the time if you're going to have an alcohol beverage. That's going to give your body enough time to break down that alcohol, metabolize it accurately so that you aren't severely dehydrated before bed, so that you aren't running to the bathroom over and over. You'll have that time to do that, so that you don't have that fragmented and disrupted sleep cycles. So if you're going to definitely have that drink, have that about, so if you're going to bed at 10, no later than 7 p.m. So give yourself that same window that you would give for food, for your heavy meal. The next question are your exercise habits. Okay, regular daytime workouts, A, or do you just do random exercise whenever you feel like it? Or C, do you exercise right before going to bed or right before bedtime at night? So again, we want to get as much exercise in and front load that during the beginning of the day and early afternoon, because I have some clients who have been very sedentary, and when you are super sedentary, you haven't worked up enough to be tired to actually want to go to sleep. You should have gotten enough movement throughout the day so that you're feeling tired to get some sleep. So if you're too sedentary, you're not going to feel that tired for bedtime. If you're exercising right before bed, you're going to raise your adrenaline levels. Your body's going to think, you're running from a saber-toothed tiger if you're going for a run before bed. And you're going to spike your cortisol levels. These two are our major stress hormones. And these are our fight or flight hormones. These hormones are in place to say, hey, get moving because we're in trouble. So we do want to have these hormones. It's not like we want to eradicate them. We need them, but we don't need these hormones spiking right before bed. So that's super important. So I think we went over all of our questions tonight. So this was fun. Thank you for joining me tonight on the sleep quiz. We first went over sleep habits. We asked about, what time you're going to bed, how long does it take you to fall asleep? Are you using screens? How often do you wake up throughout the night? And do you have a caffeine curfew? We also talked about how many hours do you actually get to sleep on average? And looked at, do you take a nap? Then we looked at the sleep environment. How dark is your bedroom before you go to bed? The darker your bedroom is, the more melatonin you will secrete. This is the key symbol, or really the key sign that tells your body, hey, it's time to go to sleep now. Look how dark it's gotten in this room. We also looked at, how cool are you keeping your room at night? And someone said, I find it hard to sleep in silence, and I'm watching and listening, and it keeps me up. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Charlie. He said, I find it hard to sleep in silence. You don't have to go to sleep in silence. What I tell my clients is, if you find there's a favorite TV show that soothes you to sleep, it shouldn't be the nightly news, because we don't need that negativity and that low frequencies feeding us before we go to bed. But, if you have a favorite sitcom that's joyful to you, if you have a favorite sleep meditation, some favorite smooth jazz, some light, gentle music, definitely you can play that. And I always tell them, have a timer as to when that cuts off. Maybe you just have a CD, one of those old CD players or MP3s. It'll just cut off on its own. That's fine. If you have a television that you want, a show that you want to watch, make sure that there's a timer on there. So if you say, I want to have this on at 9 o'clock, I'm drifting off to sleep about 9:30, have that timer go off about 10:15, 10:30, okay? Hi, I see more people popping on the live. I'm almost done, but definitely watch the replay. Also, for the quiz tonight, yes, there's timers. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad I can help you. Be sure to subscribe here if you need more tips, hints, and an overall plan to end insomnia, to end waking up throughout the night. It is not normal to keep waking up throughout the night and you can't get back to sleep. That is actually a definition of insomnia. So it's not just not being able to get to sleep. It's you can get to sleep, but you can't stay asleep. That is major, major, major. So thank you all for the new subscriptions. I appreciate it, for all the likes. I'm going to see if there's any other questions here that I missed. We went over the sleep environment. We talked about alcohol before bed. Again, if you want this PDF, text us the word sleep to 470-824-5574, and we'll go ahead and get this PDF out to you so that you can take your own quiz, or maybe you have a family member, you want them to take the quiz to see how to really, really, get the best sleep possible, great quality of sleep and great quantity of sleep, so that they can wake up ready to take on the world. Oh, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. I thank you so much. So I'm trying to see if there's any questions that I missed. And you're welcome, Charlie. That's great. I'm glad I was able to help tonight. Let's see, Reza, Pendetta, hi to you all. Let's see. Sandra, thank you for popping in on the live. We have somebody from Germany, Egypt, the UK. We had a lot of interaction tonight, so this was a lot of fun. I had a great time. So I'll probably be live. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow night. So be sure to definitely subscribe here to Sleepwell RX. Click that notification bell so that you will be notified. We'll go live again tonight, tomorrow night actually. I'm going to start my power down hour so that I am in bed for in about an hour from now. So about 9 o'clock p.m. here. Yeah. So I'm see if any other questions that I missed. I don't think I missed any other questions. Okay, great. Well, thank you all again. You've been a great audience tonight. I really enjoyed the participation, the engagement. Take care, sleep well, live well, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.